All right, 2nd of January, 2025. And what are we, about 6 weeks away from pitchers, catchers report, something like that. So it's been a while since we played some Pocket Pennant Run here on the channel. So I thought it'd be just fun to either just pick a random game in baseball history, choose a game in baseball history, or just, I don't know, pit two teams against each other from throughout baseball history, Major League only, Major League only. So wait, see if anybody pops in. If not, I'll just pick one and play it anyhow. So still waiting. I know that Paul Fay is still beta testing version 16, so hopefully it gets out soon. Or yeah, I guess it'll be version 16. So most of us are on version 12. So, but what a great game this really, really is. And again, for the cost, I don't know why anybody would sleep on this. $14.99 for the print and play PDF version, $24.99 for the physical game. But in both cases, you get free access to the Pocket Pennant Run software. It's been steadily improving. And I know one of the big things are going to be coming up, more stuff with team management, which is the big one I'm waiting for. But one of the things that I think that's going to be a good thing for the community, because I mean, I love Digital Diamond, but let's face it, competition is healthy for everybody involved. Is Craig is working on a board game companion for this. You can already kind of do that now. But there's going to be, it's apparently, according to Paul Fay, most, if not all, is going to be done. You won't have to type in syntax, things like that. So, that's really good. So any of you that have, that do commit sin, you don't have to worry about paying tax, which is really nice. It's really nice, man. So in the meantime, what I've been doing in this game is very, very slowly, adding the bats, the pre-1960 Bats League into this. So the Braves, Cubs, and Reds are done. So these, and then I've done some other just messing around or whatever. So all kinds of fun stuff that you can do with Pocket Pennant Run Baseball. Again, this game is worth it. I've got a lot of good positive, a lot of good feedback from the last video that we did on parks and pictures, player photos, and out of the park baseball. It does tend to confuse some people, especially when they put all the player photos in the pictures directory, which you don't want to do, or they'll never ever show up. For those of you that use FaceGen, it's not an issue, but ballparks also. So I thank you everybody that left comments. They really enjoy when I do tutorial type stuff. I love to do that to, being an educator, having an advanced degree in it. That's something that really, really appeals to me. So I'm going to wait around here for a couple minutes and just BS baseball, and hope everybody had a wonderful New Year. We are still in Hanukkah, and we're still in the 12 days of Christmas. So Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy New Year to everybody. As the holiday season continues. And for those of us in the Orthodox Church, in our churches, we'll be leaving up Christmas trees until February. So we won't be necessarily saying Merry Christmas by that, but yeah, so I hope everybody had a great holiday. I was sick through it. It was a drag, man. But what are you going to do? I did do a broadcast Christmas Eve? I can't remember, but I think I did Christmas night. Anyhow, there's John DFW. John, I did get your message. I'll have to look at How the Park Go. It didn't even occur to me to see whether it used as played lineups or not. Because, that'd be a bit of a drag if it didn't. So I'll have to look into it. All right. You are downloading Action PC Baseball. Good for you, man. Nice. I am glad to hear that. Another great baseball game, man. We have so many great baseball games to play. Cards and dice, digital, and hybrids like this one in Digital Diamond. Man, oh man. It's just awesome. Good. You got version 2025. I like it. I really like version 2025 a lot. They're making better use of the baseball cards, the managed pitchers, managed batter tabs. Now everything is a lot easier to work with. I think also, again, I think as I mentioned before with Action PC 2025, really, really nice to kind of, if you're playing with teams you're not familiar with or something like that. So for me, I always use the 1963 White Sox as an example. I can learn a lot about that team, which is really, really cool. And so much other stuff you can do with it. So your last version was 2023. That was the last big update. The 2023 update brought the pitcher batter analysis tool and stuff like that, which is major, major, huge. So welcome back to the Action PC clan. So yeah, man, I'm not sure what we're gonna do here yet. We'll see a few more people come in and think of a game that they want to play in baseball's past. We can certainly do that. It doesn't have to be dead ball or anything like that. People just want to replay a game. We can let Pocket Pennant run. We can go through, choose something at random, or just pit two teams against each other. I don't know. I just felt like doing a little bit of Pocket Pennant run tonight because it's been a little while. So there we go. This software offers so much, and it just keeps getting better and better and better. And I'm glad, in one respect, that Craig and Matt aren't charging for this, but in another way, what a steal this really, really is. And when you combine it with, if you play the physical game, if you roll up the dice, that you're going to be able to use this as an alternative game board companion, that you'll be able to do all kinds of things. There's a lot of things you can already do with this. It's insane. The database in this thing is massive. I don't know, man. It's free. Again, it's $14.99 with the print PDF version of the game, or $24.99 if you buy the physical game. You should buy the physical game. Hint, hint, hint. And it's just a lot of fun. So I think we're kind of at critical mass where we are. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick a random. We'll just click the random thingy a couple times and see what comes up. So you pick, we pick. Let's just do that. That way we don't have to do that. Of course, here we could type in the date of an actual game, but I think this is just going to be one of those real quick. So let's see what the AI coach is choosing here. 1915. I'm still a little bit worried about the dead ball thing in this. We had a big crash last time. 2003, meh, boring. 2006, maybe 2006 could be kind of fun. Let's keep going. 1961. 1961 gets a lot of love. I'm just going to keep, there's 1962. Could play 1962. Let's find a game that was close. Orioles and Senators, nah. You get one of those things where you're just looking around and it's like, there we go, 1990. Everybody seems to like 1990. So let's play a game in 1990. My Pirates did not play on the 15th of August, 1990. So let's see, what did those Cincinnati Reds, did they play that day? They did not play. Oh, wait, maybe they did. Yes, here we go. All right, let's do Cardinals and Reds were closer. So let's do this one. It was a 3-1 game. The Reds won this one historically. So we're going to go back to August 15th, 1990, St. Louis Cardinals versus the Cincinnati Reds. And just have some fun. I love this feature. I really, really do. I love this feature in the game. And, of course, it gives you as-played lineups, and the transactions happen automatically as you're playing through your season if you're doing a replay or whatever. So these are the actual lineups on that game in that day. All right, so let's do it. We're just going to leave the starting pitchers at whatever fatigue they are here. So let's see what we got. So Ken Hill, he's only going to be good for 5 innings for St. Louis. And starting pitcher for Cincinnati is going to be Norm Charlton. Wow. And geez, his fatigue is only 3. We might bump these guys each up to 6 innings just for the hell of it. So let's do that. I don't feel like messing about changing up pitchers after 3 innings. That's kind of crazy. This baseball stuff, man. This modern baseball. I don't know. Don't know why Norm was starting that day, but that's okay. See, he's good. He's a relief pitcher. We're not going to start him. We're going to change history. Let's change history and let's do their best. Let's do some good starters here. So let's do Rijo starting for the Reds. Okay, and we're going to leave his fatigue at 7. All right, and let's knock Ken Hill out of there as well. Why not? Play it the way you like to. Boy, not really a lot of strong pitching here for the Redbirds in 1990. So we're just going to go with the guy with the seems to be the best is Joe McGrain. So, all right. So changing history a little bit. Now pitchers start 5 innings and they think it was a good day. No shit. How about it? That drives me nuts, man. It just absolutely drives me nuts. All right. So we're playing with advanced rules both for fielding and pitching. Now, center field here, Willie McGee, by this time, he's a D. He is a D, but on either side of McGee, so you can reposition fielders to cover areas, but, you got Coleman over here in left, and you've got Craig Wilson in right. So they should be able to cover some ground here that Willie can't. Aaron Reed joining us. Sean is here. Welcome in. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and Happy Hanukkah, because they are all still all together. So it's nice to see everybody. Just nobody brought up a date or anything. So picked a random game here in 1990 between the St. Louis Cardinals and Cincinnati Reds. This is 15th August 1990. The only thing I did was just change the starting pitchers. Okay, so Cardinals, though, looking pretty strong up the middle, of course, with Ozzie at short and Jose Oquendo at second. So third base, not so much with Pendleton, but Pendleton with a good stick. And at first base, decent, good defense here, Pedro Guerrero. All right, so we're ready to go. Herm Winningham will lead it off here for the 1990 Cincinnati Reds. See, Aaron, I didn't know, even though you're going to come in here, and I just picked a 1990 game. Well, I clicked through a bunch of different years, and everybody likes 1990. So here we go. Joe McGrain, the lefty, ready to deal now to Herm Winningham, who is also a lefty. So center fielder, here is the wind and the pitch. And this will be fly ball center field to start this game. All right, so one away. The Reds won this one. It was a close game, 3-1, historically. Different pitchers, of course. All right, here's Paul O'Neill. So we've seen a lot of lefties here in this lineup. O'Neill in 1990 with a 270 average, 16 home runs. All right, Joe McGrain ready. He rocks and fires, and he loses him. He loses Paul O'Neill. So Paul O'Neill will draw the walk. So O'Neill aboard. Decent speed. Let's see here. I checked the manager, but I don't know. So he's calling for a steal. But with Barry Larkin up there, I guess let's try to steal. What the hell? Let's see what the defense is on this catcher. He's a C. All right, so Todd Zeal's a C. Let's go ahead. And Lou Piniella wants to steal. Let's see what happens. And he is safe. So Paul O'Neill draws the walk and gets a stolen base. So the Cincinnati Reds now with one away and a runner in scoring position. And here's Barry Larkin, 7 home runs, a 301 average. Larkin's not going to be able to take advantage of his speed right now if he gets on board in terms of steals, but 30 steals in 1990. All right, so lefty Joe McGrain ready to deal. And this one is just a big cut and a miss by Barry Larkin. So hang up a K here for Joe McGrain, 2 away now. And step into the plate is Todd Benzinger batting in the cleanup position. Benzinger with just 5 home runs in 1990. And again, this is using the as-played lineups in the game. So Benzinger struck out 69 times, hit 253. So with 376 at bats, a little bit of platooning going on here. Another lefty. All right, runner on second. Here is the pitch. And this is going to be a lefty-righty 10 single, but we got a lefty versus a lefty, so we drop this down, and this is just going to be a grounder ground ball. This will be in zone 2, so we're going to call this one a grounder to short, so Ozzie Smith able to get to it, and that will retire the side. All right. So again, I love the color coding on the game now. You can look at everything in a glance, and you can see here for the Cincinnati Reds, what a crazy strong outfield. No repositioning you have to do here. You got Benzinger in left and Winningham in center, and in right field, Paul O'Neill. So they're not so strong up the middle in the infield, though. So average with Barry Larkin at short, and Mariano Duncan at second. Not so good at third base there. Luis Quinones. The only highlight really in the infield is going to be Hal Morris at first. All right, leading off here, the speedy Vince Coleman, he who likes to throw firecrackers into the crowd. A 292 average in 1990 with 77 stolen bases. All right, Jose Rijo ready to deal. He rocks and fires, and this is going to be a control 12, and he hits Vince Coleman. So you don't want Vince Coleman on base, but nonetheless, there you go. And we know that Whitey Herzog's going to want to steal with Coleman. So Coleman off with the pitch. This is going to be close and safe. Coleman gets under. Good strong throw there by the catcher, Joe Oliver, but unable to get the speedy Vince Coleman. So here we go. Runner in scoring position. And here is the Wizard of Oz. Ozzie hit 254 in 1990 with a home run. 32 runs batted in. So these Cardinals, keeping with their long-standing tradition with a lot of speed. Bart Ewing joining us here for some modern baseball on the channel, just because I felt like doing some baseball and talking to everybody. All right, here is the wind and the delivery, and Ozzie Smith looks at a called strike 3. All right, so one down. And here comes Willie McGee. Willie McGee, again, speed, 28 stolen bases, just 3 home runs from Willie McGee. Waiting on deck, Pedro Guerrero. Here is the pitch. This one could be some trouble. So this is a batter 11. This is a power check. And it's a power check 7. And this is going to be a double. And that is going to be an RBI double that will score Vince Coleman. RBI double that scores Vince Coleman. All right. So the Cardinals here in the bottom of the first inning tally 1, thanks to the Willie McGee RBI double. All right. Batter up here for Pedro Guerrero. Does Herzog want to take the bat out of Guerrero's hands? 13 home runs in 1990. Let's see. He's calling for the steal, so we're going to go ahead and do it. We're gonna steal here with Mr. Willie McGee, and against Joe Oliver, has got a strong defense. The throw, and he is safe. So Willie McGee makes it to third. Stolen base for him, that's 2. So Willie McGee got on the hit batsman, and now just 90 feet away, the potential second run, 1 away, and here is Guerrero. All right, Jose Rijo, the righty, lets it go. And this one is going to be a batter 10. And this is going to be a straight-up single and an RBI for Pedro Guerrero. So St. Louis getting busy here. No speed at first. And that brings up Todd Zeile now. Todd Zeile, 15 home runs, a 244 average for Todd Zeile. So, or rather, Pedro Guerrero, a slow coach, as you would expect. Here is the pitch. This one, a hard hit ball in the gap, and this is going to be a double. Runners advance 3 bases. Runners advance 3 bases. Wow, how about it? And do I want Zeal to stretch the hit for third against Paul O'Neill? No way. Not with that arm. Another run comes in. And St. Louis Cardinals are coming out here gangbusters. All right. 5-0 your score. Here comes Terry Pendleton now. Pendleton, he put 6 out of the yard back in 1990. Put up a 230 average. So runner on second. Here is the pitch. This is going to be a defense check out to left. So Todd Benzinger bobbles the ball. So things not going the Reds' way right now. So we're going to have to score that one in error. E7 on Benzinger. Runners at first and third, 1 out, and the Cardinals just wreaking havoc right now. Let's look at our score sheet here for a minute, gentlemen, and let's recap what's going on. So rather nothing going on for the Reds, but look at this down here. My goodness gracious. So the Cardinals not playing around here. So that hit by pitch would come back. That comes back and bites the Reds. McGee scores. Guerrero scores. Wow. Okay, let's keep her going here. All right, now in here, Craig Wilson. Wilson, no home runs in 1990, just limited action, 121 at bats for Craig Wilson. This is back when pitchers used to bat. How about that? Okay, waiting on deck. Oh, wait a minute, I'm looking at my long. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm sorry, Craig Wilson, not a pitcher. I knew that. Duh. Batting in the 7th slot. Anyhow, no home runs for him. Here is the pitch. All right, this will be a batter 8, and this is going to be a ground ball, but that's going to get a run in. And where's this guy going here? This is going to be a 4-3, but runners advance, 1 base, another run in for St. Louis. I don't even know if we want to keep this game going or just find another one. Should be 3-0, not 5. You know what? Maybe we'll just jump out of this. Just looking at this, sometimes the game will do that. And if I don't catch it, you can reset the at-bat. So I didn't catch it. So tell you what we'll do. Let's just go boop. And let's actually, you know what? Just for shits and giggles, let's just pick up the same game again. So this way nobody wins, nobody loses. All right. So I do want to change these pitchers, though. I'm still going to change these pitchers. All right. So thank you for catching that, Bart. Every once in a while, it does have a little bit of a hemorrhage. So Jose Rijo is going to get another shot at this. And let's change the home pitcher. And again, I'm going to leave their we're just going to leave their fatigue ratings as they are. And let's try this again. All right, Joe McGrain. So it's as if it never happened. Here's Herm winning him. And here's the pitch. It's going to be a range play on Vince Coleman. And so, in case you were wondering about the white die, guys, by the way, this is just another visual reminder. So this is the field split up into 6 zones. So you can see the little 1 there, but it also gives you that 1. So this doesn't define the play here. This is just tells you this is hit out into zone 1. We also know zone 1, right? Because we can see here Vince Coleman left field. We look at the 2, and this is just a routine fly ball to left. So guys, I'm a little tired. Help me keep track of the score. I appreciate it. Okay, here's Paul O'Neill. All right, this could be a range play to first on Guerrero, and it's a 6, and it's a ground ball. Pedro gets to it, and he will underhand over to Joe McGrain, and we will call this a 3-1. All right, just because we can. All right, so 2 up, 2 down, and here comes Barry Larkin. This one, ground ball back to the pitcher, and this should be an easy out. It will be. So McGrain will field it and fire on to first, and that will retire the side. All right, now it's behaving itself. Good. All right, leading off here, Vince Coleman. Now in our aborted game, he was hit by a pitch. This one, a range play to Larkin, and Larkin is going to make a nice play ranging to his right and fires onto first for the first out of the inning. So there we go. Again, as to be expected, there's still a little bit of bugs here and there in the game, but still worth playing. And the nice thing about it, easy enough to reset. Easy enough to reset. Thank you guys for hanging out. 6 weeks until pitchers and catchers report. I know some of you are more excited about the Super Bowl, and I realize that the football season is football season over now. I guess the regular season. I have no idea. So, but I'm just waiting for pitchers and catchers to report. See if Juan Soto is worth the money he's going to be paid. All right, let's get a batter up here, Pop Fisher. Here's Ozzie. Pitch to Ozzie. It's going to be a range play. Hal Morris at first. It's going to be a 12, and that's an E3. Morris bobbles the ball, and with Ozzie Smith's good speed, he makes it to first. So E3. Wow. Okay, there we go. All right, and of course, when I see green, house rule, they get an automatic steal. So there we go. Ozzie Smith off to the races, and he is out of there. Out of there. Ozzie Smith gets gunned down. Joe Oliver gets him this time. It's a two-way. Todd says regular season for the NFL is almost over for college and 12-team playoff, and the bowl games are going. I know the bowl games are going on. I do remember that as a did my undergraduate work at Penn State, my graduate work at another institution, and it was always about the bowl games, man. Always about the bowl games. All right, and Philip says he can drive a car again. I didn't know you weren't driving, so great news, my friend. Jeez, you've had a great Christmas, and what a great way to start the new year. So I'm glad to hear that, Philip. I had no idea, my friend. So excellent. All right, come on up here. Pick me up, man. Let's talk some baseball. All right, here's Willie McGee now. Bats with 2 away here in the bottom of the first, playing in 1990. And this is going to be a left-right. All right, left-right 3. And this one is just going to be basically ground ball to second. Because, let me see, we have a lefty-righty, so it's still going to be just a ground ball to second. Doesn't matter. All right. So ground ball 4-3, boom, and there we go. All right, we go to the top of the second. No score, just 1 error in this game thus far. Todd Benzinger will lead things off. Hal Morris waits on deck for Aaron Reed's 1990 Cincinnati Reds. Joe McGrain lets it go, and this is a lefty-lefty matchup. So left-right 12, and we have to drop that park factor down 1. So this is going to be a single for Todd Benzinger. So Benzinger singles out there to left center field. So, boop, there we go. All right, Benzinger aboard. Benzinger average speed, and I'm going to guess that there's going to be a big fat no here by Lou Piniella. Pinella's calling for the steal, but we've got a C versus a C. So let's hear. I'm up in the hey, Happy New Year, Robert, and still Happy Hanukkah. And thank you for coming in, my friend. All right, I'm going to let the chat call it. So Lou Piniella is calling for a steal, but these guys are like they're an even match. So if you're the Cincinnati Reds, do you want to take a chance stealing with Todd Benzinger and Hal Morris at the plate? Just give me a quick yes or no, guys. I mean, when they're green, it's auto steal. When it's blue, I will occasionally steal, but we're right in the middle here. If this guy was red, I wouldn't even be asking the question. So, yes to pineapple pizza. Good God. All right, so Bart Ewing says, listen to Lou. All right, so let's double check here. Lou Piniella is calling for the stolen base, so here we go. And Benzinger off to the races. Todd Zeal comes up gunning, and he is out. He is out of there. So 1 away, base is empty. Hal Morris in the box now. Here's the pitch to Morris, and this will be a left-right 3, and this is a lefty-lefty matchup. So we go to left-right 3. Drop this down. This is still going to be a ground ball 6-3. So I do like the way that plays out. So 2 away. In fact, it's so hard to get back to the basic game now after playing it this way. All right, here's Luis Quinones now. So we never got to him in the last game that we had to aboard. Quinones, 241 average in 1990, 2 home runs. Just 1 stolen base, so we know he ain't going anywhere. All right, the lefty Joe McGrain peers in, has the sign ready to deal to the lefty Jose Quinones. And this one is going to be a batter 6. And this is just going to be a fly out to center field. All right, now we got a little bit more of a realistic game. Bottom of the 2nd inning, and Pedro Guerrero strides to the plate. Waiting on deck is Todd Zeile. All right, Jose Rijo ready to deal at home. This one hit out to left. Benzinger on the move and makes a nice running catch. So 1 away. So again, this very, very, very strong outfield here for the Cincinnati Reds. The strength for St. Louis, of course, in the infield up the middle. All right, that brings to the plate Todd Zeile, 15 home runs in 1990. He hit 244. Here's the pitch to Zeile, and this is going to be a left-right 3, and this is a lefty-righty, so it doesn't change. And what do we have here? This is going to be a grounder to second, so 4-3 ground out. All right, quickly 2 away here for Terry Pendleton. Pendleton, 6 home runs in 1990. Pendleton hit 230. So Pendleton, this is righty against righty here. Pendleton, the switch hitter. Here's the pitch. And this one is going to be a batter 6. And this is going to be just a fly ball to right. And that will end the inning. All right. Top of the 3rd we go. And we have no score. 2 crooked numbers up here, both put up by the Cincinnati Reds, as you can see. Thanks for hanging out. We got 11 people. There's Clams and Stuff who says he's always gonna steal. So Philip said no to the steal. Bart said yes to the steal. There we go. Reds just can't get anything going. Oh, we're still early goings here, though. And good to see you there, Clams and Stuff. I suppose you have to get a wrench now, don't you? So you're going to end up having a whole like Craftsman collection. All right. So we will get that done. All right, here's Mariano Duncan now. I know that Aaron is rooting for these Reds. Mariano Duncan had 10 dingers in 1990 with 13 stolen bases. We'll be getting back to 1893, guys, probably Saturday night. I know I've been promising, but we're coming back. We're coming back. All right, McGrain deals, and this is going to be a tough hopper there to the infield to Ozzie Smith. Smith able to hold on to the ball and make the play. How about Oz? There we go. Takes it on the short hop and gets the throw to first. So let's call that one. Actually, let's just do it a little bit easier. Boom. There we go. And this is just your basic ground ball. 6-3 if you're scoring at home. All right. Brings up Joe Oliver now. Joe Oliver with a 231 average. 8 home runs, 75 strikeouts. So, cousin, I'm a little bit paranoid about dead ball in this. I was going to do something, but we know what happened last time when the extra innings went kaboom. And I think it has to do with the fact that the managers, they didn't do the ratings yet for the dead ball managers. That's what I think is going on. I'm not sure. I'll have to try another test game. All right, so 1 down anyhow, and here's Joe Oliver, and then Jose Rijo waits on deck, and then we'll swing right back around to the top. And here is the pitch by Joe McGrain. And this is going to be an 8 in the batter die, and this is going to be grounder to third for the second out. And there we go. You often thought in playing these games, if you were new to really new to baseball and baseball gaming, right? And I'll work it out, says Cousin Ken. I will. I wonder how many people jumping into baseball wouldn't know like the position numbers, right? Because if you think about it intuitively, if you were new to baseball, you would think that the positions would be first base would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, But of course, we know baseball's 1, 2, 3, and so on. So I wonder if somebody new to baseball would see ground ball 5-3, right? So would they go, 1, 2, 3, 4, and think that the left fielder's a 5? I've just often wondered about that, because as long as I've been a baseball fan, it was just something I knew right off. That's what the positions meant. So I don't know. Just conjecturing here. All right, here's Jose Rijo, 161 average. No home runs, as you might expect. But this one is going to be trouble. This one driven hard to left field. This is going to be a batter 10. And Jose Rijo gets himself a 2-out single. So how about that? So Rijo aboard, and we're certainly not going to be stealing with him. We're back at the top of the order for Herm Winningham. Winningham flied to left his last time up. And how do they score it in cricket? Good God. And that is a good question. I only know enough about cricket to be dangerous. We need Dwayne Martson here. So he had some good tutelage from our erstwhile MV. All right, here's the lefty Winningham against the lefty Joe McGrain. No need to check the runner at first. Here is the pitch. And this will be a batter 9. And this is a straight up single going into center field. So here we go. Are the Reds getting something going now with 2 down? All right, that brings Paul O'Neill to the plate. Grounded out 3-1 his last time up. Here's the pitch. And this one, bouncer to second. And this is just going to be a 4-3 ground out, and that will retire the side. All right. Here we go. Moving to the bottom of the third, we are still scoreless here at Bush Memorial Stadium in 1990, rated a neutral park for this year. All right, Craig Wilson up. Jose Oquendo on deck. All right, Jose Rijo tried to help his own cause, but they're unable to capitalize on that. Here is the pitch. And this one hit towards short. Barry Larkin, can he make the play? It's a 10, and he cannot. Craig Wilson is going to pick up an infield single. So Larkin holding on to the ball. No speed, Wilson at first, but Larkin trying to take the short hop and decides that discretion is the better part of valor, being the escutcheon that he is. All right, here's Jose Oquendo now. Oquendo had a home run in 1990 and a stolen base. Here is the pitch. And when those lines disappear, someone's going to be struck out or on base. In this case, this is going to be a walk. So free pass given up. St. Louis with 2 on, nobody out. And here is the pitcher, Joe McGrain. Joe McGrain hit just 127 in 1990. All right, let's see what McGrain does here with nobody out. So let's talk to the chat. We don't have a lot of speed here, but obviously we want to be try to sacrifice here to stay out of the DP. What do you guys say? Philip says, always thought that the right field should be 7 instead of the left fielder. Interesting, because you could do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Or 5, 6, and then go over to 7, 8, 9, because it would go around that way. Interesting. So I know that because in that range check at number 10, it showed a single. All right, guys, what do you think? Are we going to try to sack bunt here? I'll let you guys decide, and we'll see what Whitey says. But so Whitey says no bunt. Philip says bunt. All right, so. And okay, so Bart's saying bunt. All right, so we have 2 people that are overruling. All right, so there we go. Bunt, NL baseball. All right, so Whitey Herzog, he is going to be overruled here, and we're going to go to the bunt. All right, so this is a straight up bunt. Let's go. And this is a 10. And this is going to be a little nubber in front of the catcher, and sacrifice successful as the runners advance 1 base. So there it is, guys. You can see it headlighted. Yeah, highlighted. So let's call this one a G2. All right. So this is going to be a ground ball 2-3, and the runners do move up. So smart move there, guys. So the bunt successful. So now runners in second and third, one away, and that will bring up the top of the order Vince Coleman, who grounded out to short his last time up. All right, Jose Rio dealing now with a potential first run just 90 feet away. Sorry. Tex Ag 75. Holy shit. Tex Ag 75 gets himself a big old banner here because I don't know where he's been. Howdy, can someone catch me up? I noticed this pocket pennant run. What version? How do you get this format playing? This looks totally different from what. Yes, it's very different. And Tex goes on with his mea culpa. He says, sorry, I've been away for a while for a variety of reasons. A perfect storm of sorts. My friend, it's good to have you back. And I hope and I pray that that perfect storm has cleared and you got clear sunny skies and visibility for miles and miles and miles, my friend. Yeah, the game is so different now. So you're probably still playing Pocket Pennant Run version 2. This one it's wow, boy, is it different. It is so different. So I'll try to go through some of the changes as we go through the game. How's that sound? All right. All right. So the one thing here, Texags, is you can choose to play between the basic game and the advanced game. I'm playing the advanced game, which means you've got to warm up pitchers. But the other thing too now is you can position fielders, and you have more range plays, things like that. I used to play just the basic game, but once I got the handle of this, I can't even go back to the basic game. Now you can see another big change here is it's not just using ratings anymore, like you saw with Pocket Pennant Run version 2, but rather each player's card and each pitcher's card now is up there. So that's really nice. You can see color coding for fielders, for runners. So many changes. Still a lot of work to do in this game. I'll show you game day when we're done. Game day has seen the most improvements, but there's a lot more coming. So hang in, my friend, and we'll continue this, and I'll talk about some more changes. All right. So here's Coleman. Rijo deals, and this one is going to be a left-right. So there's not going to be any advantage on this one. So left-right, actually there is going to be. So this is going to be a righty versus righty. So the pitcher, so this is going to end up, instead of a power check, it's going to end up being a single, but runners advance 2 bases. So this is kind of big. Just curious because the power check, if we look at power, a power 4. So either way, it's it comes out to the same hit, except for the chance for Coleman to possibly stretch. So in this way, the pitcher gets a little bit, I guess, of an advantage, but 2 runs are going to score. 2 RBI single here for Vince Coleman. Boom, there we go. 2 runs properly score, and it's 2-0 St. Louis. All right. And here we go. Oh, I guess we do need to reset that bat. Thank you, Bart. That's right. This is a switch hitter. So we got to reset the at-bat. We have to reset the at-bat. Can I reset the at-bat at this point? How far back can I go? Can't go back any further. So it looks like St. Louis got a gift there. Looks like St. Louis got a gift. That's right, because switch hitters, you have to remember in this game, switch hitters, there's no advantage, disadvantage, what have you. Forgot about that. Still some rules got to stick in my head a little bit. All right, so Cardinals, take the gift and enjoy it. All right, here's Ozzie Smith. Oh, well, of course, here at first, Vince Coleman, automatic steal, the throwdown, and Vince Coleman is safe. So runner in scoring position with 1 away. Here's Ozzie Smith. Here is the pitch. This is going to be a range play. Hal Morris, and this is going to be a 12, and Morris juggles the ball, E3, and the runners are going to advance. And now we got speed at first. So, of course, here's Willie McGee. We're going to go ahead and we're going to send Mr. Smith. And he is safe. So the running Redbirds with 2 in scoring position. And now here's Willie McGee. Willie McGee grounded out to second his last time up. And this one is going to be a 2-base. This is going to be a 2 RBI single. Look out. I guess they didn't. Guess the gift isn't going to matter at the end of the day. 4-0 St. Louis and a runner on first. And, yep, we are going to send Willie McGee. When I see that green, it's just an auto steal, and he is out this time. So 2 away bases empty. And here's Pedro Guerrero, flew out to left his last time up. Bart, thank you for reminding me about the switch hitter again, my friend. All right, this one hit toward Barry Larkin. Can he make the play? Larkin, diving stop, throws from the knees, and makes the play. 6-3 put out, and that will retire the side, my good friends. But St. Louis pick up 2 on my forgetting about the switch hitter rule, and 2 legitimately. So 4-0 St. Louis as we head to the top of the 4th. This game doesn't count. We're just having fun. So one of the rules here, Tex Ags, is switch hitters. When you're doing lefty righties, switch hitters, just there's no change, whatever, which I have to double check that though, because that would seem to that'd be kind of a bizarre thing. But anyhow, I have to double check that rule again. But I think Bart's right. Okay. Anyhow, here's Barry Larkin. Unless he was just saying switch hitter for fun. Barry Larkin grounded to pitcher last time. And here is the pitch. And this is a batter 3, fly out to right. So Larkin sends it out to the right field pasture to no avail. So 1 down. Here's for Todd Benzinger, singled his last time up. Here's the pitch to Benzinger. This one is going to go up the middle, batter 9, and Benzinger has himself a base hit. All right. So Cincinnati with 4 hits, no runs thus far. Benzinger is yellow. Let's see what Lou Piniella wants to do as we bring a batter up here. Oh, I didn't, yeah, of course. Oh, that's because I forgot to hit him. All right, so who do we got here? We got Hal Morris on. We're going to let the chat decide. So Benzinger is a C. So he's going to be safe. He's not going to be safe on very many chances. Let's see what you guys will remember. This being a cards and dice, I like the softer version better for this game. Have to figure out how to order. Pretty simple. PocketPennantRun.com. And either way, Tex Ags, if you get the print and play game, which is only $14.99, or you get the physical game for $24.99, you get free access to this amazing piece of software that does so very much. We'll go through it in a little bit. It's a great deal, and the game just keeps improving. Game keeps improving. All right, so do we want to steal here in this situation here? Because the Reds could mount something here, but there is, of course, the double play danger. Todd Benzinger, just average speed. In fact, we can look at Benzinger here. Todd Benzinger. So Benzinger with only 3 steals in 1990. I'm not sure. Throw it out to the chat. Just want to let Hal Morris swing. No steal. All right, no steal. Gotcha. All right, Joe McGrain ready to deal. Here is the pitch. This one hit out to Vince Coleman. Vince Coleman having a little bit of trouble handling the ball, and he misplays the ball, misjudged it, and this one is going to drop for an error. Vince Coleman with an error. So 2 aboard. So the stolen base decision is moot. So that's the first error committed by the St. Louis Cardinals. All right, brings up Luis Quinones. Last time flew out to center. 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning in this replay of a game, sort of replay of a game. 15th August 1990. I just changed the starting pitchers. All right, here is the pitch now. And this is going to be off the batter die 3. And this is going to be a ground ball double play, but runners advance, but it's really not going to matter. So we're going to call this one a 5-4-3 and just call it that. All right. Bottom of the fourth inning, it's still 4-0. Todd Zeal leads things off. Terry Pendleton waits on deck. So we got to look at Jose Rijo, and we've got to be careful because he starts showing some signs of fatigue. And you will see over here a nice another addition is this will go from green to yellow to red if he gets tired. And also the relievers will go to no color, to yellow, and then to green. And then it can go to red if you let your pitchers warm up too long. So, all right. Here we go. All right, Todd Zeal. And Zeal swings, and this is just going to be a liner right to second. Boom, 1 out. All right. Batter up now for Terry Pendleton, flew to right his last time up. And this one is going to be a left-right. And this is a 5. So this is just going to be a grounder to short 6-3. Either way, he's out any way we look at it as a ground ball. So 6-3. Boop, there we go. So quickly 2 away and brings up Craig Wilson now. Last time he singled. And this one is going to be a left-right play to 1. And this is just going to be a liner out to third. So there we go. L5. And we go to the top of the 5th. Still 4-0. Still 4-0. So the Reds definitely can come back right now. 0-4-2 for the Reds. 4-3-1 for the Cardinals. Here's Mariano Duncan. Duncan grounded to short his last time up. All right, McGrain ready to deal. And this is going to be a good old-fashioned strike them out. So channel you guys want to check out for some really good tutorials for Pocket Pennant Run Baseball is FAC Sports Desk with Paul. So Paul Fay is one of the beta testers of Pocket Pennant Run Baseball. He's from Liverpool and lives in Cyprus. Guy knows his baseball, man. Gotta love it. Gotta love a Liverpudlian that knows his baseball. So, all right, there we go. All right, here comes Joe Oliver now. Joe Oliver grounded to third his last time. 1 away, nobody on here for the Cincinnati Reds in the top of the 5th. Here is the pitch. And this is going to be swing batter. And he comes up with nothing but error. That's a strikeout. All right, so 2 away. And for McGrain, that's his second strikeout. Issues of the game. Another thing that's really nice, it gives you the players, right, you get the season stats, but you also see what they've done during the game. So really, really nice. Out of the Park Baseball, are you listening? Action PC Baseball does this, and Pocket Pennant Run Baseball does this. Please institute that. Out of the Park Baseball, you have to watch the play-by-play pretty much to see what the hitter did or whatever, unless you remember. So I really wish they would add that, and people have been asking for that in the game. Still a great game, though. All right, Jose Rijo bats with 2 down, singled his last time up. Here's the pitch. He's not going to single this time, though. So this is going to be a left-right, and this is going to be a 5, and this is going to be a lefty-righty, so no change. This is just going to be a 6-3 to end the inning. All right. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Your score remains 4-0. Jose Oquendo would lead things off. Joe McGrain on deck. We might want to think of a pinch hitter. We'll see what Whitey wants to do after Oquendo, who walked his last time up. And this one swung on, hit out toward center field. But great stop there at second. This is going to be a 6 or a 4-3 put out. So 1 away. All right. Now let's see Whitey Herzog. Does he want a pinch hitter? He says no. So we're not going to pinch. All right. McGrain last time, sacrifice. Here's the pitch. Oh, look at this. 4-4s. Hard ground ball to right field. And 9-3. So this is an outfield assist. Wow, 9-3, man. So what are we doing here? Where is it? Hard ground ball. and he's out. All right, it's 2-way. Bad luck there for the Cardinals. And we're back to the top of the order. Vince Coleman, he's grounded out and singled. Here is the delivery to Coleman, and Coleman is hit by the pitch in this game. So Vince there, he is on base, and coming up to bat here's Ozzie Smith. So we're going to go ahead and send Mr. Coleman, and he is safe. Vince Coleman in scoring position. Error on the play. Error on the play. Vince Coleman now at third. This game is starting to get away. And there's Robert. He's telling Tex Ags he missed him. Tex, you've been missed by everybody, man. Everybody. So we are so glad you're back, man. All right, Ozzie Smith back in the box. Here is the pitch. And this one is going to be a left-right 2. And this one is just going to end the inning. And we're just going to call this a liner to third, and that's it. I like those because either way, it's an out. All right, we go to the top of the 6th inning. We've got to start watching our pitchers now. So Joe McGrain will begin things by facing the top of the order for Cincinnati. Herm Winningham, who flew to left, and singled. All right, lefty-lefty matchup here. And this is going to be a batter 7 and fly ball out to right field. Nothing but routine, ain't nothing but a game. 1 up, 1 down now. Here's Paul O'Neill. Was aboard last time in a fielder's choice. Here is the pitch to O'Neill. This is going to be a left-right 8, and this is going to be a ground ball. This will be a ground ball. Too short. Okay, so 2 up, 2 down now. Brings up Barry Larkin. Barry Larkin is grounded out and flown out. Here is the pitch. Barry Larkin cannot catch up to this offering from Joe McGrain, and Barry Larkin will swing a batter, and he's out of there. All right. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's still 4-0. St. Louis, 1983. Yeah. Doug Hunt joining us, fellow Bucco fan. So Monday night. Yep, the 19. That's worth a banner. Always worth a banner. So Robert reminding us his 1983 inside pitch replay begins Monday night. And I happen to not work Mondays, so there's usually around 7:30, 8 o'clock, somewhere around there, guys. Just you'll get your notifications. Be there. Robert about to embark on another awesome replay. 1983 is a good year. My Pirates are still, we're not quite abysmal yet in 1983. We're getting there, but I'll be rooting up. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm hoping the Cardinals can do it up. I'd like to see the Cardinals do something good. All right. Anyhow, here's Willie McGee. Guerrero waits on deck. McGee singled his last time up. Rijo deals and called strike 3. Willie McGee looks at that one and goes and grabs some pine. All right. Here's Pedro Guerrero. Guerrero, his last time up with a sacrifice. Here is the pitch. And this one hit out to right field and sort of circling around in and out and making the catch out there in right field is Paul O'Neill. So quickly 2 away now. And it brings up Todd Zeal. Todd Zeal lined to second his last time. Yeah. No, go ahead, Robert. Go ahead. It was really good, and I don't want to spoil anything or Tex, but I'll put it to you this way: the team that won is not the team you would have expected to win, and the team that won had the foundation for the team that in a few years would be like just a crazy good team. It was excellent. I caught 2 of them live, but I did see some other ones, and I was surprised the way it shook out, but I was very happy to see the team that won. So you definitely want to check that out. It was a lot of fun. All right. Tadzio bats with 2 away, and Riho uncorks this one, and this is going to be a batter 4, and this one is going to be a ground ball to second, and that will retire the side. Now we got to look at pitchers because I got a sense here. All right, so we are at the fatigue for McGrain, and then we'll see that for Riho. So I could get somebody up in the pen here. Let's see what Herzog wants to do. He's not calling for any relief pitcher. We're not going to go to the pen just yet. However, let me show you, Tex, how this works, because I think this is pretty cool, the way it works. If we go to bullpen, one thing we can see, if you're playing a game, Tex, that was actually played, you can see who came into the game. So there's a lot of relief pitchers used in this particular game by the Cardinals. If we go to the bench here for the Reds, we can see here that they used 3 pitchers, and they also had 3 pinch hitters. So nice feature in this game. I've never seen this in maybe national. I don't think any baseball game does this. That I'm aware that any digital baseball game does this without having to go to other resources. So Doug Hunt talking about the great Addy Joss, great pitcher. Yes. So one of the and you already know this, Doug, but for the others in the chat, one of the greatest of all time, short career, but deserved Hall of Famer. He was a dominant pitcher. He was called the human hairpin. One thing that nobody knew about Addy was, and so we're talking way back in the day, so no antibiotics yet. He suffered with bacterial meningitis and pitched well. When Joss died, the American League, Van Johnson being the shedhead that he was, and he can't sue me because he's motoring now and has been for a long time, players in the American League wanted time off to attend his funeral. Van Johnson didn't do it, so what they did do, and there's a famous photograph of Ty Cobb wearing a Cleveland Indians, or at that time Cleveland Naps uniform. So they got together and kind of played an all-star game, and they were able to, I think it was something like $13,000, which in 1911, when Addy died, was a lot of money. It was about $13,000 to his widow. Van Johnson, what a dickhead. There we go. Huh? But if you look at it, you see, and the Cleveland uniform doesn't fit Cobb. It's too big for him. You can find it out there. It's an interesting picture. But it was good of those guys because they, Van Johnson, right? I mean, nowadays, a player, I mean, who was it? It was just a couple years ago. It was a drug overdose, and right, games were canceled for that day. But Van Johnson said nope. So anyhow, it was said he looked like he was winged in an icicle. I think anybody with that kind of attitude, certainly, and for one of the most, and Addy Joss was so loved too in the game. Yep, did that charity all-star game. Robert reminding us he is still the career leader. Think about that. That's amazing, right? With the lowest whip, 968. And considering when Addy Joss died, you still had some years left in the dead ball era, and Joss still holding that. It's always amazing me that when dead ball players still hold records. Tris Speaker, all-time leader in triples. Or doubles, I mean. Sam Crawford, all-time leader in triples. But Addy Joss, what a dominant pitcher. Wow. There's no other word for it. Trivia related to this game, says Sean, who's the last Reds player to hit 3 triples in a game. He played for the 1990 Reds. There you go, guys. Aaron Reed should know this. He says, he says, I think it was Tyler Skaggs, but he's not sure. All right. Robert, thank you for that bit of last couple days in Pennsylvania. Chris, I don't know how you and I'm going to have to come over to Islamabad or something because I can't seem to get across the Commonwealth, man. I've got some saved up time, but damn it, I got to get over. Got to get over there to Butler, baby. Maybe next time you're home in the baseball season. I do have plenty of days off, not even counting vacation. We got to get together, my friend. Jeez. All right. Yeah, he was still a kid. Yeah, he was still a kid. Yeah, the human hairpin. So correct. Herm Winningham is the last Reds player to hit 3 triples in a game. How about it? Herm's not doing it up today in this game. All right, good stuff. Smartest baseball fans, the YouTube sports gaming community, and they're all here tonight. Well, almost all of them here. All right. So what do we got here, guys? Yeah, here we go. I'm like Rube Waddell. I can't pitch like Rube, but I'm certainly easily distracted. All right, here's Todd Benzinger. Benzinger 2 for 2 in the day with 2 singles. All right, the lefty stands in against McGrain. We're going to be watching McGrain. Here is the pitch. And this one's going to be a lefty-righty 4. And this is a lefty-lefty matchup. So this is going to drop, and it doesn't matter. Same thing. It's still a 4-3 ground out. All right, so we'll call that a 4-3. 1 away now, and it brings up Hal Morris. Hal Morris made it, he was safe on an error on Vince Coleman his last time up. Here's the pitch, and this one is going to be a range play to Pendleton, and Pendleton up with it and fires to first for out number 2. And nobody on. And that will bring up Luis Quinones. He's flown out and grounded out. Here's the pitch to Quinones. And this is a left-right 3. And this is a lefty-lefty matchup. So this is, instead of a ground ball to second, it's going to be a liner to second. All right, there we go. Now let's see what we got. All right. So does Cincinnati want to go to its bullpen? No, but he's calling for an intentional walk of Terry Pendleton. So we're going to leave it up to the chat. All right. Good night, Robert. Thank you for coming in, my friend. We'll see you Monday night for opening day of 1983. All right, guys. So Pinella's calling for an intentional walk of Pendleton. Pendleton has flown to right and grounded to short. Do we pitch, or do you want to go ahead and so we got Craig Wilson on deck. We're going to let you guys decide here. I'm inclined to pitch to Pendleton. I realize Pendleton's dangerous, but more dangerous here than Craig Wilson. But right now, 0 for 2. Hey, there's Tim. Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, because they're all still happening simultaneously. It's great to see you. All right, so Bart says no walk, and Tim says pitch to Pendleton, so that's what we are going to do. I was going to inclined to do that anyhow, and here we go. So this is a left-right 11. This could be trouble. This could be trouble, and indeed it is, as we have us a single. So base hit. That's all right. And it's all about baseball. All right. Batter up. Now, what does Herzog want to do with Mr. Pendleton? I'm hoping he's not calling steal. No, good. We don't want that. All right. Here's Craig Wilson. He singled and lined to third last time up. Here's the pitch and swing batter. That's a strikeout for Wilson. And that's 1 away. Brings up Jose Oquendo, who walked and grounded out. Again, let's just check with Whitey. Whitey calling for the steal, gentlemen. We have an average runner on first. Average runner on first. Whitey calling for a steal with a 4-run lead. Obviously wants to try to stay out of the double play, but he's got a 4-run lead. Again, this is just a little bit of chat involvement. So I'm saying it doesn't make sense to send him. Let me see here. So they're evenly matched, but I don't know. Oliver with a pretty good arm down there. I'm going to say we're not going to send Pendleton. So I say no. That's my vote. You do have the pitcher coming up. Exactly. Don't send him with first base open with the pitcher on deck. You got it. All right. Here we go, guys. Here is the pitch. And this is going to be a batter one. And this is going to be a line out double play. A line out double play. So we're going to we have to record this one a little bit differently. All right, so this one's line to third. And they're going to catch him napping off first. So we have to go to manual outs for this. And we got a line out double play. And this is going to be third base. And this should be first base. And it'll correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so nope, that wasn't right. Let's try this again. So it erased the runner. I hate these. All right, so what I'm going to do is we're going to reset the at-bat, and we're just going to put in that original. All right, so this should be a line-out double play. If you were to the base game, how do you get the software? They just send you a link. They send you a link text. Yep, there you go. You get the code to download it. And another nice thing, Tex, if you want to do a season replay, and if let's just say you buy the print and play version, you don't even have to set up the teams here to print them all out. On the website, they have them all there. Use filter 1, filter 2. Thank you, Tim. Bit tired here. Let's do this. All right, we got to go manual outs. All right, so filter 1 and filter 2. And it's still not doing it. So I'm going to have to make this a different kind of double play. And that's okay. I'll just make it a 5-4-3 double play. Doesn't matter. There we go. All right, so here we go. So McGrain is fatigued. So that means we got to go to the pen. So you'll see here, this is going to drop. Fun fact, 1990 Cardinals finished last. They hadn't finished last since 1918, 72 years. How about it? Okay, so you get the software pretty quickly. So they do it by, I don't know if Craig actually processes these or not. At most, it's going to take a day. But I think I got, in fact, when I ordered it, the link for Pocket Pennant Run came in the instructions. So I'm trying to remember text. Didn't take long. So the code's in the instruction manual, which they're working on a new one. So what you're going to see here, do you see this K here for McGrain? Everything's going to drop 1. As soon as I do this, you'll see it jump. Boom, there we go. So McGrain is fatigued for innings. So we're going to go to our bullpen. I'm going to go to bullpen. And what I like to do is just bring in the guys' best ratings right now. So I'm not going to bring in, Bryn Smith, obviously here, this guy's middle relief. So let's bring in, we can look at Pitcher Daily here. Let's see. So we're not bringing in Lee Smith. So let us bring in, so if this goes in order, Niedenfuhrer was the next one. So we're going to just do that. Okay. All right. So now you can see here there's no color with Niedenfuhrer. So the rule is that if you bring him in too soon, Niedenfuhrer will be penalized if you bring him in too late. So I believe too soon is a drop in control. Too late is a drop in pitcher. So 3 batters is the magic number, and you'll see it here. All right. So McGrain's got to face 3 more here. Here's Mariano Duncan. Struck out his last time up. Here is the pitch. And this is a left-right 5. And this is going to be a fly ball to left. Either way, we just drop it down 1. All right, F7. Boom. So 1 away. Now you can see Niedenfuhrer there's a 1. He's faced 1 batter, but all you have to do is as soon as you see this yellow, right? When that turns green, he's warmed up. Okay. Base is empty, 1 away for Joe Oliver. So he's grounded out, struck out in this game. And this one hit out to left field. And this is going to be just a fly to left. There ain't nobody on. All right. So 2 down. And here's Jose Rijo. Let's see if the Reds want to go to their bench. No pinch hitter. No pinch hitter, says Lou Piniella, which is a bizarre thing because Rijo is going to be they're going to be going to the pen for Rijo. I'm going to put this up to the chat. Put up the chat here. So here we go, guys. We got 2 down. Rijo is going to be facing his fatigue here. Yeah, so it's not an AI. They do show you how they rate the managers, but you can always overrun it. Now I'm going to say, you know what? If you're gonna waste a pinch hitter at this point, 2 down, you're down 4. I say let's let Rio bat. What do you guys say? I say let him bat. It makes no sense to pinch hit for him. It really doesn't. Yeah, he's losing 4-0 and he's tired. So he could give up more. But the thing is, we don't have any. We need to get somebody up now. Rijo's going to have to pitch anyhow. He's going to have to pitch regardless. Okay, so, all right. So Sean is saying bring in Billy Duran. All right, well, the first thing that we have to do then is we got to get somebody up in the bullpen for Jose Rijo. We have to do that. So we've got Tim Liana, Rob Dibble, Randy Myers. If we want to go as game, if not, we can go to Burbis or Keith Brown, but we're pretty late in the game. So I'm kind of leaning toward Dibble and Myers, but again, I mean Liana, bah. Who do you like? We need a then we'll bring in Billy Doran. But we got to get a pinch hitter up or get a. But here's the thing, though, Sean. If I bring in a pinch hitter, right, that takes Rijo out of the game, and that means whoever comes in to pitch as a reliever comes in with a penalty. So, all right, Dibble's going to come in with a penalty. You do know that, right? So if I start warming Dibble, he's going to have to come on to pitch. That was my other reasoning for kind of like about Rijo. Yeah, it's saying a neutral site for this year at the top. Yes. So, Chris, these matter on park checks. So if it's a batter park, whatever the role is on a batter die or on a park check, so park is power, it goes up 1. If it's neutral, it doesn't do anything. If it's a pitcher, it goes down 1. So that's how it works up. Okay, so warm up 2 relievers. All right, so we'll bring in Dibble. And let's do lefty-righty. Let's bring up Myers and Dibble. All right. Okay, now what do we want to do? We want to do a pinch hitter for Jose Rijo. So let's go to the bench. And you said, did you say Billy Hatcher? No. Is that who you said? You said Doran. You're pretty hard to. Pretty much, Chris. All right. So, yeah, I think I think you're talking about Billy Hatcher. Yeah, he said Billy Duran. All right. Let me see. Oh, there he is. Okay, Bill Duran it is. Boink. Pinch hit. Make changes. Okay, Billy Duran in there batting with 2 outs. Facing the lefty Joe McGrain. Here is the pitch. And this one's going to be hit out to short. And this should be a 6-3 to end the inning. And indeed it is. You can see it right there. Boom. And 6-3. There we go. All right. Now's when we got to fix things. So these guys are going to come in. You guys like Dibble first? I think Rob Dibble usually came in first. Right? Is Doran out of the game? Doran is out of the game. So let's change positions. And I don't know where do we want to put Doran? Do we want to leave Billy Doran in the game? I'm going to let you guys do all this switchy stuff, see what you think here. Because we can kill him by just DHing him and then bringing in the pitcher. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. I still think Dibble comes in. Dibble or Myers, whoever comes in, I think comes in with a penalty. All right. Yeah, I usually don't do warm-ups in games either. So let's make him, we're going to do this. And then we are going to do, okay, then we're going to save this line. It's going to say I have an illegal lineup. Yep, must pinch hit for the pitcher. Okay, Rijo is out of there. All right, guys, we going with Dibbles or Myers? Dibble or Myers? Come on there. Who do you like there, Aaron Reed? You're the Cincinnati Reds fan here. Dibble and Myers could come into the game. I think they usually went to. Let me see. You got a righty up. Joe McGrain is up, but we may pinch hit for Joe McGrain. This is giving me a headache. Waiting for Aaron. Does you want to bring on Rob Dibble or Randy Myers? What a great bullpen these Reds had. I'm not telling you guys something you don't know. How about it? The Nasty Boys. So historically, Norm Charlton got the start in this game. So I don't know. I guess did Charlton? Okay, we got 2 votes for Dibble. All right. Yep. So he's not warmed up efficiently. So he's going to receive a 1-level reduction in control. So yes. Okay. And I'm just going to leave his fatigue rating where it is. We're not going to play with that. All right. So Dibble is fresh. We can let Myers warm up for another one. I say we leave Randy Myers off. When he turns green, let's see what Dibble does. We can always sit him down. Or, again, we can play some platooning, whatever you guys want to do. All right, McGrain, obviously. McGrain's got a 4-run lead. I say he was a spot starter in this game. Yep, because this uses the as-played lineups and everything. I didn't want to. They had Charlton, and I forget who they had starting for the Cardinals. But so this must have been a spot starter game or something like that. And I thought, screw it, let's put in the good pitchers or better pitchers. All right, so I say McGrain with a 4-run lead. Let's swing away. All right, let's do this. All right, so this is going to be a batter 6. And this can be a fly out to center. So at least he got good wood on the ball, as Ernie Harwell would say. And back at the top of the order for Vince Coleman, he has a single. He's hit by a pitch. And here is the pitch. This one's going to be a range play on Luis Quinones at first. Has no trouble, though. Stays with the ball, corrals it, and fires on to first for out number 2. All right, Randy Myers. I think we can sit Myers. I think, yep, because he's at 4. We don't want him to suffer. We don't want him to suffer any sort of penalties. So let's cancel. Let's cancel Myers. And cancel warm up. Yeah, then his batter count starts over. Just so you guys know that. Okay. So back to it. And batter up. 2 outs. And here's Ozzie Smith. Ozzie Smith on base. 2 errors. And they were both E3s. So Mr. Hal Morris over there with the defensive A having an off day. All right, here is the pitch. And this one is going to be a walk. Dibble walks him. And, of course, you also know what that means. So Ozzie Smith off to the races, and he is out of there. All right, here we go. So McGrain is fatigued. We got to start warming up somebody for McGrain. So we'll go to our bullpen. And so Niedenfuhr is ready to come in, actually. Let's just bring in Niedenfuhr. So we're going to cancel this, go to our bullpen. Niedenfuhr is ready to go. All right. There we go. Nice and green. All right. Oh, Sean, me too. So Sean here saying, I like that they color code the warm-up status area so it catch your eye. Very good. Yeah, nice touch. And I like it for the base runners as well, but this is cool. Because had I not seen this, and I would have just seen numbers, Sean, I probably would have blown right past Tom Niedenfuhr, and he would have suffered a reduction. So, yeah, I totally agree with you, man. All right, here we go. Here's Herm Winningham now. Winningham has flown to left twice and singled. All right, Niedenfuhr ready to deal. And this one is going to be a left-right. And this is so there's not going to be any change in this left-right. And this is going to be grounded to short. So Ozzie Smith up with it, and he will fire to first for out number 1. Boop. All right. All right, brings up Paul O'Neill now. O'Neill not doing much in this game. 2 ground outs and a fielder's choice. Here's the pitch to O'Neill. And O'Neill, Niedenfuhr has his number. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. All right, so 2 outs. And it brings up Barry Larkin. Barry Larkin not doing much in this game here. Last hurrah for the 1990 Cincinnati Reds to try to keep this going. He has struck out, flown out, and grounded out. Here's the pitch. Rain play on Coleman. This is a fly out to left. And that is your ball game. That's your ball game, baby. St. Louis, 4-0. So even though I gave him those 2 runs by accident, wouldn't have mattered. So McGrain gets the win. Rijo takes the loss. If it was a save situation, you could always put in the save situation, whatever, I guess. But we don't have a save situation. So we're going to close this. We are not going to save it. And there's our box score. There it is. Yeah, it was a good game. It was a good game. You know, getting a couple of mistakes on my part, but shit's going to happen. So Jose Rijo with 3 strikeouts. I gave up 4 runs. 3 were earned. We had no home runs in this game. Joe McGrain with the win, struck out 3. So just show TexAgs a couple of new things with this game that's really, really cool. So Tex, if you were Bart, thank you very much, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yay. So Tex, let's say you just wanted to do a season replay, all right? And you wanted to do a number of teams. So we'll pick 1977. If I don't select a team in here, I can just hit load season schedule, and there it is. So it gives you the game's unique ID, the date in which it was played, the 2 teams, and the historical score. So order about 30 minutes ago, got the receipt for the order to say nothing about the software, maybe just impatient. Hang in there, man. It's coming. Hey, David Vega, this is your first time visiting, man. This is a good game for his Cardinals. I'm a Cardinals fan. They're not my first team, but I love the history of the Cardinals, David. Offline, I'm doing a 1934 Gas House Gang replay. So, David, welcome in, man. Welcome in. So this is really cool, Tex. So you could some of the things you can do with you can select a game, actually play as we did. You could run a box score sim if you want. You can sim out a range of games that you want. If you just feel like messing around and maybe you want to just play the 1977 World Series, well, have at it. You can do that, which is really, really nice. So that's one way to work with this as far as replays. The other thing, we'll leave 1977, but let's say that for 77, you might want to play Tex, I forget who your team is, brother. Yeah, David, always good to see you in here. I see you a lot in Robert's chat. Robert was here earlier, so good to see you, bud. Thanks. Yes, it will. No, it will keep stats. It will keep stats for a season replay, which is super cool. The only thing it doesn't keep stats for right now is, again, a one-off game, obviously, but also, but it's upcoming. So I'll show you in team management how you can create like cross-era leagues and stuff like that. And I think you need to see just how big this database is. I'll give you an idea. But if you're doing a season replay, yes, this will track everything. So yeah, you could play. So like say if you're okay, Cubs and $50. So let's just say, let's pick a year. Obviously, the obvious year for the Chicago Cubs is going to be 2016. Although they had many other obvious years too. I know I'm saying that dangerously with a Cardinals fan in here. So if you just want to just play their schedule text instead of doing lone season schedule, right? Because I've selected Chicago Cubs for 2016 load team schedule, and there it is. So now you can just play just the Cubs games, which is really, really, really cool. Yeah, I know. Cardinals, Cubs, not a lot of love there. What was it George Will said? He said that all his friends that grew up, because where he lived was kind of, I guess, the halfway point between Chicago and St. Louis. He said all of his liberal friends grew up happy and Cardinal fans, and he grew up bitter and conservative and a Cub fan. So, of course, he said this in the Ken Burns baseball documentary, and I'm sure in 2016, George Will, who I think should be commissioner of baseball, by the way. So that's one way you can do this. You can just pick dates. You want to just pick August. You want to play out just the games in August, whatever you want to do. You want to get to those glory years. There it is. So that's one way to play the game. But Game Day does a lot of other cool things. So any season I've selected right now, since I selected 2016 actually becomes a saved season. So that's very, very cool. Another thing that I love about this is this, and this is what we did for this game. So this is pick and print. When you do this, you can either type in the date of a game in baseball history that you want to play, and it will play it, or it will show available games, whatever. This is my favorite one, though. Well, let's do this first. Let's just pick a date. So let's say, I don't know, 08, 13, 1978, and show available games. And then there they are. And I can play them. So if I wanted to play my Pirates against the Phillies, Pirates won this one 7-3, I would just click it and print play game. Other thing I can do is I can change that date. Or if I go to AI Coach, if I keep clicking this, it's just going to pick a random date in baseball history. So right now, for instance, we could play the Giants Cubs or the Cardinals and the Pirates. Cardinals won 6-5, Cubs won 7-5. If you don't feel like playing that year, click this button again. Now it's jump back to 1932, 4 games on July 27th, 1932. If you don't like that, how about 1986? I know there's some 1986 fans in here. So that's another thing you can do. There's so much freedom in this game. All right. But let's jump back out of that. Game Sim. This gets a little bit more interesting. Ken Burns' baseball documentary is excellent. Yes, it is, David. I couldn't agree with you more. I know some people have criticized it for being a bit New York centric, but you really can't. I mean, New York was, in fact, one of the innings is called the capital of baseball. I mean, it's let's face it, the Yankees, the winningest team in professional sports, right? More world championships than anybody in any sport. Makes sense. You had 3 great teams battling in the 40s and 50s in New York with the Yankees, the Brooklyn Dodgers, and New York Giants. It got a couple things wrong. Or rather, I should say, it did. So we're talking about, Walter Johnson didn't like to hit guys. That is not true. Walter Johnson didn't like to headhunt, but among Hall of Fame pitchers, Walter Johnson has hit the most batsmen. So there are some little things it got wrong, but on the whole, I think it's an incredible documentary. This game sim, guys, what this does is when you're working with team management, this is a way you can set up two teams. So I've been putting in these bats teams slowly. So right now I've got, like, if I wanted to do a game of between the pre-1960 expansion all-time great Cubs and the pre-19 expansion Reds, I could set that up, give it its own ID. I could select the starting pitcher, but then you can select relievers and their reason for coming in, which is kind of cool. So you can really, really kind of set up something a lot of fun here. Okay. I don't have any lineups set for those guys, for those teams yet, and I'll show you why. We go to team management. Here's where you can do things, text like create teams. He says Ken Baseball's baseball documentary is best out there. It is. It is. I mean, baseball tried to do one of its own, and it really just wasn't as. The Ken Burns baseball documentary is a masterpiece. And then, of course, adding the 10th inning was awesome. And now with all the crazy changes in baseball under that Manfred fella, I'd like to see Ken Burns sort of see if he would like to go back and revisit. But again, Ken Burns can do whatever the hell he wants, because to me, the best Civil War documentary ever was Ken Burns. Best World War II. Ken Burns, I mean, the guy he can do it all, man. But the baseball documentary is incredible, pays such homage to the game, and I really, really loved how, it's not afraid, right? He wasn't afraid to say, look, baseball, you had this big dark stain in your history. And my favorite inning of that is, I mean, most people think it would be when Jackie Robinson and Larry Doby, but for me, it was actually the inning before. It was Shadow Ball. That to me, there's sometimes that I was just like, when I rewatch the documentary, I'll actually start by watching Shadow Ball. That's just, to me, the best inning of all of them. So here, if we select a team, and I'm just going to pick, and I'm sorry, David, I'll tell you what, to keep it, let's keep it neutral here. I'm just going to pick the Reds. There we go. Then nobody shoots me. All right. So let's load. Now, here we go. So this is an APA set, courtesy of Cousin Ken Castro, by the way. But he knows I had it anyhow for Baseball for Windows, but I appreciate him making this available. So there's all these Reds players, and you got Ed Roush, you got Wally Post. There's Big Clue. There's the Schnoz, Ernie Lombardi, Gus Bell, Jake Beckley. All the pitchers are on here. So Blackwell, Derringer, Noodles Hahn. There's an excellent Dolph Luke, who I think was a splendid pitcher. Hall of Famer Epirexy. Johnny Vandermeer did what no other pitcher did in baseball history. Bucky Walters. But here's the thing that's a problem with this right now. It does have a lineup generator, but I'm going to create a lineup, and you guys will be like me, and you will disagree with it. Trust me. All right. Jake Beckley batting in the 4th position. So they need to work on this. They definitely need to work on this. I don't know. It's just going to randomly generate, and I can't change it, can't do anything. I can change the lineup by moving players up and down. It's still kind of clunky. So the lineup generator, curiously, doesn't work for this, but it works for a game day sim. It works really nicely. But this is going to be one of the things that's going to be added in a future update, so that way you can do cross-arrow play and stuff like that, or create your own custom leagues. That's right, bats. Cousin Ken says, Bob Gibson never said the middle 13 inches of the plate belonged to the hitters and the inside 2 inches and outside 2 inches wide. No, he never said that. That's for sure. He never said that. So up here, guys, just to show you, there's a couple things I've never shown you before. So you can assign a manager to this team and a park. However, what's really fun about this is that you can edit. You can do some editing up here about the parks and the manager and stuff. So it's not just putting in names. You can actually, if you decide that you wanted to name a ballpark, it doesn't have to be a major league ballpark, and you wanted it to be a hitter's park. And then if it gives you in the, when you get this text, this is for you, and for anybody else that has the game, if you look in the PDF and everything, it will show you how like managers are rated. And so you can actually create, and you can see right here. So A is more likely to do something, to D is risky and least, and what have you. So you can make custom managers in this thing. Really nice. Okay, so game day or quick play. So this is all now in the game. This is all game day, right? So quick play, what you can do here, and this text is where I get to show you how many databases are in this game. That's a lot. That is a lot. You can watch a league of their own, man. You can play the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. Negro leagues are in here. Major League Baseball split, in my opinion, maybe a little bit too arbitrarily, but Major League Baseball 1920 to present, and then historical Major League Baseball 1871 to 1919. I get that this is the break from dead ball to live ball, but really, I would have added another database and done Major League Baseball historical 1871 to 1892, and I would have done modern baseball 1893 to present. But that's just nicking pits there, I guess, picking nits. You have 23, 24 years of AAA or minor league baseball. Got just 1 year of NCAA. Again, I don't care about that myself. You've got Japanese baseball from 1950 to the present, and the Korean Baseball Association organization from 2001. The nice thing is in game day, I could play the 1977 Pirates against the 1944 Rockford Peaches. A lot of fun here that you can do with this game. Quick play, and it will generate lineups, and it does a pretty good job. I don't know why it doesn't do the lineup generator. Maybe because it's cross era and it's not knowing how to do that yet. So, oh yeah, absolutely, man. This is super, super, super cool. I love it. And so for quick play, let's take. We're not going to play a game, but we'll go back to old timey baseball here for this one, and we'll do 1884, and we'll do the Providence Grays. Because I got to show you guys a little trick about pitchers in this game. That's why I'm doing these. I'm doing this old timey stuff now. Not that I should have to. That's what my channel's built on. All right, and let's play them against the 1894 Baltimore Orioles, just because I don't feel like thinking. All right, now, and then you just click Add Teams. Do I want pitchers to hit? Of course I do. All right, so starting for the Grays is going to be this old Haas Radbourne dude. Now, what you'll notice here is, so of course you have Haas's hand in this, the fact he's starting pitcher, his ratings, but notice this 7. Now, in 19th century baseball and in dead ball baseball, these dudes went the distance. So what I do is I change their fatigue rating. I give them 9s. That's what I do. All right. So we're gonna do the same thing here. I don't know what would be a good matchup here. Kind of looking at Sadie McMahon here as a good one. And again, I'm going to make him a 9. Now, when you're playing a box score replay, and this is ready to go. So we got Paul Hines, Joe Start, Barney Gilligan, Charlie Sweeney, Jerry Denny, Cliff Carroll, Arthur Irwin, Jack Farrell, or Haas. We can, of course, you can alter lineups. You can do all kinds of stuff like that. There's the home lineup. Kelly Keeler. I would probably lead off with Keeler if it was with me, but whatever. I think it does a pretty good job. I'm liking Bruthers there in the cleanup position. So there you go. Can you use this game like Digital Diamond for stats and you roll dice for another game? Yeah, you can. Right now, you can do that. And I'll show you that really quickly as well. They are actually going to be expanding this, though, Tex, and making a board game companion component with this. So you can now, and I'll show you that kind of in a way, if you want. And you basically do it by just not rolling dice. So let's go ahead, and I know Ken's like, want me to play this game. I know he is. Let's go to game day. Boink. All right, so here we go. 1894 Baltimore Orioles, Providence Grays. So again, there's going to be a board game companion, but let's pretend I'm playing a board game. All right. So basically at this point, all you don't do is roll the dice. Just don't roll these. Don't roll these dice. So Ken, you know I'm right. You're laughing. You're like, oh, come on, man. All right. So we got Paul Hines up here. Let's say Hines opens up with a single. All I have to do is select hit and single, and he's on. That's it. So now I'm rolling the dice in another game. All right, you do have to advance the batter, so batter up. So you don't have to touch these at all. Okay. So now here's Joe Start. Let's say Joe starts. Well, we're going to go ahead and steal. We're going to go ahead and steal. So again, I can just let me see. Do we do that through here? Give me a second, because I don't usually play this this way. How do I don't so yeah, this isn't complete yet. So I need to figure out how to make him steal. This is the part of the board game companion that they are working on. And I don't see a select other. So that is going to be a hard ground ball, pick off, catcher interference, runner interference, run down. So there doesn't seem to be a way to do that, unfortunately, yet. That's coming. So I misspoke myself. Because the only way to do this would be to actually steal. But there's going to be a chance he's going to be thrown out. So if you're playing a board game, this isn't going to be an elegant solution. So we do know that this isn't going to work for steals, unfortunately. Geez, I hate to say that. And I don't think a hit and run, because even with a hit and run, right, you're not getting it because it's not going to be a steal. So you can't do that yet. But you can enter stats from another game and use this as a bookkeeper for right now. So I just realized now, can't steal bases this way. So that kind of sucks. But that's coming. In the meantime, you got a good cards and dice game to play. Okay, Ken's going to be upset at this, but I'm sorry, Ken. But we can always play it another time. Other things that you can do here in this is if you go to box score replay, and again, I'm just going to load a previously played season, 1908. Load save season. All right, so we have this replay score 1-0. I can show this box score, or actually go to manual entry. Oh, this has been played, so we can't play that again. And this is my fault. That crash was my fault. So let me show you again what you can do. So right now, as a bookkeeper thing. So until the full blown thing comes. Okay, so let's load the save season, the board game companion. All right, so let's say you were playing the White Sox, the Tigers, April 14th, 1908. Go to manual entry. So you're, instead of using a piece of paper for a scorecard, you can just, as you enter stats for each batter, right, it will save. So so we're entering stats for the Detroit Tigers, right? Then you put in that batter name and so on and so forth, okay? And then you can just keep track of things as you're going along. So you can do that. You can also edit stats as you're going, save stats. You can also import a game if you played a game on Green Fox. This integrates seamlessly with Green Fox. You can export to Green Fox, which is another nice game that's system agnostic. You can play. There's Bernie. Oh, so he's saying click on whip. But if I click on the runner on first, Tim, I don't think I can get an automatic steal. But let's try one. Let's try one. But I don't, because I think I tried that. And I don't know. So let's just pick and print a game, and let's let the AI coaches pick one. Hey, 1909, White Sox and Tigers. Why the hell not? That was a good one. All right. And we're going to go ahead and put a runner on here. I'm not going to oh yeah, this I do want to show you the fatigue trick. Okay. So the fatigue trick in game day is this. If you're playing 19th century and dead ball baseball, guys, this is how you change it. All right. So Ed Willett started for the Detroit Tigers in this particular game. So do change. This is they're the away team. So just click change away starting pitcher. All right. Select Ed Willett. Where'd you go, Ed? There you are. And then make him a 9 and enter. And we just got a boom. See, now it's getting, every once in a while, this game gets a little bit crashy. It's an unhandled exception error. I hate that. We'll try one more time, but you saw how to do that. But I do want to try Tim's idea here now of seeing if we can get a, if we can solve the steal problem, that would be really cool. Let's do 1977. This thing gets a little bit wonky with dead ball, which drives me nuts. Okay, let's print and play this game. All right, and let's just print game day. Yeah, it seems to have issues. All right, so Campaneris, he's a base stealer. So we're just going to say that Campaneris, again, singles. All right, so I'm clicking on the runner on first, Tim, and so there's nothing I can do. If I click steal, it's going to be whether Campaneris, right, actually makes it or not. So for hits, I can do hits, I can do outs, and I can do other, but I can't do a straight steal on this. This is the one thing that it would be missing. That's the problem. So let's say, I mean, Campaneris is probably going to steal, but what Texas would be asking is, can you play this with other games? Almost. Almost. Unfortunately, can't do it, though. Can't do it. I can steal, but what happens is if you're playing strat and you roll it and Campaneris steals, but you have to do this on here to steal and Campaneris is thrown out, then it kind of defeats the purpose. But my understanding from Paul is this is pretty imminent, the board game companion, and no syntax. You're gonna have to type any syntax at all. It's all going to be menu driven, so that'll be nice. Seems, guys, like sad for me, most of the crashes I'm getting from this game are from dead ball baseball and 19th century baseball. It seems to be pretty rock solid as far as 1920 onwards. So, Bernie, is there any way? Okay, yes, so you have a replay. Can't you just select an out? No, you can't. So well, all right. So what I'm trying to figure out here. Hey, there's Legends. How you doing, man? Good to see you. So what we're trying to figure out here that you will eventually be able to do in this game. So you're playing another game, so you're rolling up the dice, and Strat says Campaneris steals. Well, if I select this, let's say Campaneris is safe, right? But if I click steal, what it's going to do is it's going to ask me, do I want Campaneris to steal? There's a chance Rick Dempsey could throw him out. A slim chance, but it could happen. So I can't steal, but yes, I can select an out. So let's do batter up. All right. And so we have Bump Wills. Let's say Bump Wills grounds into a 6-4-3 double play, right? You're rolling this up on Strat. Then it's a double play 6-4-3. And Bump Wills tried to beat the throw, but he's out. And showing 2 outs. So Ken never has these problems with cards. Well, remember too, guys, that originally what Pocket Pennant Run, the software was meant to do, and again, you just had ratings and stuff like that. There was never any thought of making this a board game companion. So it was made to play with Pocket Pennant Run baseball, but Now Craig is kind of surprised everybody and saying, hey, I'm going to do a board game companion. So if you roll up a hit and run, you roll up a bunt. So like a bunt, you could do it, I suppose. So like, let's say if there was a sacrifice bunt, let's get a batter up here. Well, now we got 2 outs, so it's not going to really matter. Let's just, whatever. Okay, so this one is going to be a double. Boink. All right. And again, you've seen I haven't rolled any dice. Another one. We'll keep this inning going. Dave May's up here. Dave May is going to, this is going to be a wild pitch. This will be a wild pitch. Boink. So see, I'm not rolling any dice. The only problem is going to be hit and run and stealing bases. That's what I'm saying. Hey, Dwayne, how you doing, man? So yeah, I mean, Digital Diamond is already fantastic for doing this. Digital Diamond also has something else going for it. It's 2 games in 1, besides all the other things that you can put in with the syntax, right? This, of course, getting rid of the syntax makes it system agnostic, but the only baseball game in here is Pocket Pennant Run, whereas with Digital Diamond Baseball, Status Pro Baseball is built right in. And I'm hoping he will take some older games that are no longer around, like Sports Illustrated Baseball. Richard Dombrov, I don't know if you're listening. I'm still waiting on that update because, I'd like to show the program, but it'd be really cool to be able to integrate. I'd like to see Mark Cohn integrate Sports Illustrated. Is it Sports? Yeah, Sports Illustrated Baseball. Or, some of the ones that aren't being made anymore, Catico, Shareco, whatever, to get those integrated the way Status Pro is. But this, it does so much. This game does so much. And again, I would say text, if I were you, so you can see the game. Hopefully it doesn't crash on me. I'm going to show you what the game looks like just if you take off. Okay, settings have been saved. That's what the game looks like. So there's no range plays at all now. You don't have to warm up pitchers. What I would suggest is playing your first couple games, just play it basic. Okay. Well, now the software leaks just get to me. Yep, that's it. It'll get there. It will get there. It will definitely get there. Legends, what's going on with you, man? What is going on with you? We getting any baseball coming up soon? Hint, hint. Legends, of course, I see you've been doing a lot of football lately, which makes sense. But hopefully some baseball, because my Pirates finally getting some good players, and they've been playing pretty damn well in the Legend Sports universe, considering none of our big guns have been in there. So I'm waiting breathlessly for some more of that. There's a lot of other things that you can do here, and you're going to have fun with this text. You're going to have fun. Let's close out this game. So let's say you just want to stay in game. You don't feel like jumping over to Baseball Reference. You just need to do some quick research. If you go to StatFacts is kind of cool. All right, so you search within a database. So we can start with players. All right, so we're going to leave this here at Major League Baseball 1920 to 2024, right? So I do remember you being a Cubbies fan. So there's Dexter Fowler, and we can just search stats on Dexter Fowler. And there you go. There's a quick little lookup of Dexter Fowler's career and how Dexter Fowler went from the Cubbies to the Cardinals. That must have been crazy. I guess that's like going from the Yankees to the Red Sox or vice versa. Okay. Other thing you can do is maybe you want to do research on a team. So again, let's go to the 1985. And we'll go to, make sure you have the radio button checked, by the way. All right, let's look at the Kansas City Royals, because they don't get much love, do they? Poor guys. All right, and then we can search stats. Now what we have here is the entire team. So their stats, and then the pitchers. It's a great way to just do some quick research while you're in game, which I like this a lot. The most robust part, though, is down here. So if you want to do searches here by type of players, only stats for from either pitchers or batters, minimum requirements you can do. You can select a range of years. So you could do like season high home runs between 1960 and 1980, showing the top 25, things like that. Yeah. So it's much more than a game. Definitely much more than a game. So this is super, super cool. So we do players by stats. We'll leave this with all players, home runs, minimum required. Let's say 39. 39. And let's do 1970 to 1990. See what we have and show the top 10. Okay. And search stats. And we got a crash. So sometimes it will happen, guys. And I think we're going to just stop right there. Super cool. Just be aware that it is still, there are still bugs. It's still, this is a development. I mean, if I were to bring up the oldest version, which is most of you guys probably, or some of you still have, is the other one, the old version, version 2. You'll see that it just doesn't do what it does, but you already know that. Goji, I went Lemmy. That's the one I want. I went Lemmy because that's version 2. So if we wanted to do a head-to-head comparison, let's do that. This is going to look really weird. So look at the difference already, right? So like if you did a game sim, you had to set all this stuff up in a game sim in version 2. You could do a box score replay. You could do the pick and print thing, AI coach. Again, this is version 2 now. Holy shit, the Mariners kicked the shit out of the Angels, man, 14-0 in that one. So, right? So all I could do here is display the lineup. I can't actually play the game. So big difference in version 2. So what you would have to do is save these lineups to Excel, save the lineups to a score sheet. There was no way to play the games back then. So this was strictly just kind of a cool piece of software or a way for you to kind of guide your own replay or whatever. But I keep it just for, just kind of like you keep older versions of baseball games. I think you'll like it. Craig is really, really responsive. Join the Facebook group, Tex. If you're on Facebook, join. There's 700 and some people in the Facebook group for Pocket Pennant Run Baseball, and all really good guys. And they got all kinds of cool projects going. And Craig, there will be a link like when you have issues with the software. They work on this thing really hard. It's not APA yet. It's not Strat yet. But also Strat and APA didn't start life as a hybrid game either. I remember Digital Diamond. Yeah, definitely join that Facebook group, Tex. I remember I've been playing Digital Diamond since version 3, and Digital Diamond, everybody talks about how awesome it was. I don't know how many of you played Digital Diamond back in version 3, but it was a pain in the ass, man. And it would crash. There were just certain things that you would try to do something and you had reproducible crashes. And it's matured into an amazing game that Dwayne Martz he's our local guru for Digital Diamond baseball. In fact, I'm too afraid to play it because I'll probably screw up. So online here. So that's pretty much it, guys. We've been on here for 2 hours and had a nice little game here between the Cardinals and Reds, or a game and a third, I guess. And that's it. So Tim, as far as I know, is still doing the Gaylord Perry thing. So check into that channel. Bring your Vaseline, Vagisil, motor oil, your favorite lubricant, or emery board, or what have you. Check that out. He always does a great game. Great. He's our strat guy. Robert, RJO Network, starting Monday, will be opening night of his 1983 replay. So tune in, turn on, and no drop Ks. You have a a question not related to baseball. All right. I don't know that I'll answer it, but go ahead. Great to see you, Tex. And again, I have some other tutorials on this game on the channel, but check out FAC. I'll type it in the chat. And you should, this guy, he's cool. And he really needs some subscribers, guys. Always does a good job. And he is a beta tester for this game, so. As I wait for Todd B's question. Yeah, it's nice to do some of this tonight. I took a little break from the sleight of hand stuff to do some baseball. I don't think Bernie's still here. Hopefully I can catch Bernie on Saturday night. We're still waiting to do this World Series. It's my fault. So pick a card, any card. Anyhow. We wait for you, Todd. We wait for your interrupt. Do I collect playing cards since I'm a magician as well? I do not. Well, I do sort of. So like people give them to me, and when people give me cards that are really cool, I won't use them in a performance. I like to keep them pristine. So I do have like this really cool deck of cards that have a really neat pirate design to them and stuff like that. So I'm always welcome. I always love to have playing cards. And I have lots of them. When I left Europe, I had 2 Navy lockers, and I left about 5,000 unopened deck of cards over there. Tally-hos, bikes, bees, World Poker Tours, man. I'm like, So, but the cards that I use and practice with, they get used. Magicians, we go through cards pretty quickly. So what you guys would think of as a deck still in great condition for playing games, for a magician, it's like, okay, these suck. And then what I'll usually do is use them for maybe some magic effects where a card has to be destroyed or something like that. So hope that answers your question. So a lot of magicians do collect playing cards. I don't go out of my way to do it. But when people do gift me cards, I do treasure them. Some friends of mine at a local pub said, hey, we have a whole bunch of cards here. Do you want them? And I'm like, yeah. And I have them over here. And, you know, some of them were already open, so they'll get use. Yep. But yeah, I had 5,000 decks of cards, man. Every time I would go out somewhere, I'd buy decks of cards, because we go through them quickly. A new deck for a sleight of hand artist, you break it in. So you got to break in a deck, right? So there's certain things, and I'll let you guys, if you feel like doing a little Googling, there's a Pharaoh it's called the Pharaoh Shuffle, F-A-R-O. And what that is, it's a shuffle in which every card interlaces perfectly. But to be able to do that shuffle, you've got to be able to break in the deck. You got to temper it, the whole thing. So you're working through that. So you're doing Pharaoh shuffles with decks. You're doing other sorts of sleights. Well, you know, just the natural, right, the oils from whatever your hands, even if you have dry hands, you're still going to get some of that residue. It's going to get on cards. I know it's gross, yuck. But eventually, cards are going to start to lose that kind of pristine condition. And at a certain point, for certain types of magic effects, a deck of cards is going to be no good. Now, that being said, if you hand me a deck of cards, guaranteed, man, I could do a whole half-hour act with the rattiest deck you can think of. But if you're doing a paid show, you're not going to bring a ratty deck of cards. Coin magic's nicer because, you know, coins. In fact, the coins that I use for shows are 1888 Morgan silver dollars. I was able to get 4 of them, and they're in excellent condition. So I like that. You know, they show off nice. It's like, ooh, wow. And people get to hold these very old coins, but they don't lose their, right? Coins don't get old in that way. In fact, when you get really worn coins, there's even cooler stuff you can do with those. So there you go. A little bit of insight to the crazy world of sleight of hand magic. So There we go. But if anybody has cards they want to get rid of, I'll give you my address, man. You can ship me cards. Maybe we'll play poker someday. You know, we never got to do the Kansas City thing. We still got to figure that out. I don't know how, but we will. All right, guys. I think we are done. I'm going to watch an episode or two of Babylon 5. Probably no baseball tomorrow night. Hopefully, if I can catch Bernie, we'll do game 1 of the Mac McGraw World Series because that's only been like 4 months overdue. If not, 1893 using the integrated mod from Mike Garland. And hopefully I can get Mike so that we can, at some point, start the Out of the Park deep dive. And I mean, we're going to go deep. Go deep, deep, deep with Out of the Park baseball. It's having Mike on here talking about Out of the Park baseball. It's like having Marcus Heinz on, you know, or Matt Arnold or any of those guys. So that'll be advertised plenty, much in advance. Bring your questions. If you've always wanted to try Out of the Park baseball, and it's on sale till it just went off. So it was $9.99, but it goes on sale a lot. But if it's always been like, oh my God, what the hell do I do? We're planning on doing a multi-part series, if provided. I haven't seen Mike in a while, where we can get this going, and you guys bring your questions and go deep with Out of the Park baseball. Chris, have a great night, man. Great to see you. I'm sorry we are not going to get a chance to meet up. Let me know when you're back again. If you can give me advance notice, I can get the time off. All right. All right, guys. Until the next time, thanks for coming in. We topped out at a pretty good number tonight. John DFW was first one in the ballpark. And I have to remember to give clams and stuff a wrench. So then he's a double wrencher, right? Oh, so Todd says he finds magician stuff cool. His dad dabbled as one. Nice. You're welcome, Tex. All right. So August 2nd. All right. That gives me plenty of time, man. In fact, I could even be on vacation by then, too. So that would be super cool. So that's around the time of my natal anniversary. So I'd like to meet up, man. Be really cool. Carson Street Crawl. That's what I'm thinking. Squinda City. So June 2nd, August 2nd. All right. Carson Street Crawl this summer, man. Are you up for it? I haven't done the Carson Street Crawl in ages. Yeah, baby. You know what I'm talking about. Carson Street Crawl. Can we do it? Can we do it? The Carson Street Crawl has claimed easy with the Pirates. Oh, absolutely, right? So you want to do the crawl before? We're going to do the crawl before the Bucks game, or do we do a daytime Bucks game and do the crawl afterwards? Whoa, there we go. We'll see, man. I don't know, because I haven't seen a Pirate game in ages live. So I'd kind of like to be of sound mind and body going into PNC Park. So maybe we do the ball. Maybe we pick a day game. And then slake our thirst from sitting in 99-degree weather at PNC and Carson Street Crawl it, baby. There's a really cool place right across from the magic shop that I used to work on Carson Street back in the day. It's closed now. That the shop, most brick and mortar magic shops are gone. But that was like the halfway point, I think, on the Carson Street Crawl. So Wednesday day game and Carson Street Crawl. If you guys don't hear from Chris and me, that means I got so hammered and I ended up back in Islamabad with him. So, which would be really, really fun. All right, guys. Be good to each other. Have fun. Lots of baseball. 6 weeks until pitchers and catchers report. See you around. We need bail money. Well, that's what you're for, cousin. We're gonna say we know this really cool dude in Rhode Island. He's gonna help us out here. He's gonna help us out. So cousin Ken, yep. I'm gonna tell him, look, I don't know cousin Ken's number. Let me use Facebook here, and I'll give you a Facebook call. Ken, Chris, and I, we kind of did something in the Ohio River, and we did get rid of the bodies. So if you could please bail us out, thank you. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. All right, guys. See you around the batting cage. Good night.